All right, everybody, we're back on Changemakers. I'm here with Samantha Lee. Hello, Samantha.
Hey.
Can you tell us the name of your organization first? Let's start with that.
Sure. So my organization is a nonprofit called Pocketparks.
And really quickly, what does Pocketparks do?
So Pocketparks turns underutilized vacant lots into beautiful, active community spaces.
I love that. You've practiced that a time or six, right?
I feel like it's all I've been saying lately. But no, it's great. This business and nonprofit that we're building has gotten such a great response from the community. And so, yeah, if I feel a little robotic in our elevator pitch, that's probably why, because I've been talking about it a lot because people are curious, they're interested, they want to know. And I think that embrace from the public has just proven to me that this is something that needs to happen. So it's been very exciting.
Yeah, and let's kind of start there. So the response has been amazing. In fact, we heard about you. I don't remember the media channel that we heard of you through, if that's grammatically correct, but we found out about you and found out what you were doing, and it was impactful to us as an organization to hear about what you're doing. And with Changemakers, what we're doing is we're trying to find those people that are taking action against the odds, or that are maybe the unsung heroes of a neighborhood that nobody hears about, and get their stories told. So I couldn't think of a better reason to feature you on Changemakers than I've seen what you're doing. I've heard about it, and it's amazing. What are the benefits of taking these underutilized parcels of land and turning them into something functional for the community? I'm sure you have these statistics.
Yes. Well, there's a lot of vacancy in St. Louis, and there's a lot of harmful things that come with vacancies. I mean, not only is it just ugly and perceived to be dangerous, but there's actually data out there that shows heightened levels of crime near vacant lots. So aside from that, they're also costly. It costs the city a lot of money to actually care for and maintain these lots, and they're just an overall burden. They depreciate property values. And what the community really needs, especially kind of coming out of this pandemic, is safe outdoor space to come together and activate. And activation is really a key to what we're trying to do. I keep telling people, this is a parks project, yes, but really it's much more than that. It's a platform to build up the ecosystems of our communities. And what we try to do is incorporate three things into every park, and that's artwork, activation, and opportunity. And through all of these things, we really kind of create this well-rounded space that provides the community with an asset versus the burden of vacancy. So it's been a really interesting process. A lot of learning involved. This is the first time I've been involved in a nonprofit. And there's a lot of listening to community members on what they're looking for. And what I like about Pocketparks is that because we're staying small outdoor spaces, we're able to do a lot with limited resources. We don't need expansive capital and long time frames. We can start making impact within weeks with limited resources and volunteer work. So what we're kind of doing is, I would call it like a little brother to some of our other development partners out there who are doing big, expansive projects. We're kind of coming in first and being really lean and mean and flexible with our model, so that way we can start making impact now versus making impact a year from now.
That's great. Samantha, let's talk about you now, if we could. So what was the motivator behind Pocketparks? Why did you start this?
Well, I'm a designer by trade, and I actually have a background in interior design, which is kind of funny because now I feel like I'm the parks lady. So I'm taking my design skills and taking them outdoors, essentially. I know how impactful the built environment can be on one's mental and physical health. And I really wanted to use my skill set for public impact work. And I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to kind of bridge those two things together. And what I realized, and through this research and through just kind of becoming more involved in the community, is that public space is the space that we all share. It's something that everyone has access to. It's equitable. It's something that we can really start creating the impact communities at large, and it gives the city a personality. Downtown was looking pretty dreary 6 months ago, and even now sometimes there's areas and pockets of downtown St. Louis that aren't so inviting. And we can change that with just 4 hours and a few cans of paint. It's not something that takes an expansive amount of resources, like I said. So I started really becoming interested in doing positive impact work for the community and using my design skills, problem solving skills to make that happen.
That's great. I guess my question for you is, why was it important to you? Why was it
Oh,
a
why?
motivator for you to do that? Yeah. Why did you want to get involved with this type of work?
Yeah. I've loved my career up to this point. It's been fairly corporate, a lot of corporate interior design projects and product projects and marketing. And it was always kind of around, obviously, either selling a product or selling a brand or creating a space for people who were working in that space. And it was all really interesting, but it was very siloed on a focused audience, right? And I wanted to do something bigger that reached more people, that created more impact for more people. And I think all of that work is still very interesting. There's nothing wrong with it. But I really wanted to kind of go outside of that to create built environments and spaces that were really impacting lives of people in communities that could appreciate them every day, and not just someone who is sitting in a very nice office in a tower somewhere. It was really about helping more people and creating more of a larger impact.
Awesome. And you started in St. Louis, which is obviously near and dear to me, but you're expanding. I think you told me about a project in Kansas City that you're trying to put together.
We're in conversations. Nothing has really started tracking there just yet, but we've had conversations with Kansas City, some folks in Chicago, even some folks in Texas have reached out, and they're kind of all just saying, hey, when you've got the platform and you're ready to go, we want to talk. So it's really exciting that, yes, this started in St. Louis, but now it's tracking and it's got legs, if you will, to start helping other cities for that even farther reach and creating even more impact. So I'm excited. I think that it might take a little bit of time. We're kind of right in our infancy and really trying to remain flexible and agile to figure out what works, especially with real estate negotiations and kind of those business side of things. That's kind of taking away from the design. Design is still very important, but as soon as we kind of have all these puzzle pieces in play and we're able to really see what works, I'm ready to start approaching other cities and growing Pocketparks wherever it starts kind of happening organically. So
Fantastic. Well, I know you're involved with some of our Facebook and LinkedIn groups. So those of you in those cities, watch for Samantha. She'll be all over expanding. I have no doubt there's going to be a Pocketparks in Malaysia or Cuba or somewhere later on down the road. You're going to blow it up all over everywhere. But so my last question to you is, what advice would you have for those that are really interested in making an impact, don't know where to start? You were able to do it because of your background and the things that you had learned, and you're able to do it on, I think you said lean and mean, but like with very little budget to get started. What advice do you have for those that maybe don't feel like they even have any budget to get started? How do you just do something?
yeah, that's a great question. We're still kind of in our bootstrapping phase, but I think making sure that you have a focus and a strong message, that is key and crucial to communicating what you're trying to do. And if you're not really sure what you're trying to do yet, I think it's helpful to kind of look at your skill set, look at what you enjoy, what you think there is a market for, and start to kind of overlap that Venn diagram to see what fits in the middle. And a big key to that is also, what does the world need? What can you do, your
For
skill
sure.
set, what do you enjoy, what does the world need, and start to kind of focus in on those elements that you can actually have an impact on. And then finding the right messaging, getting out in front of as many people as possible to tell your story. And listening, I think, is really important, because when you're trying to make a strong impact, it's not really about you. It's about the people that you're trying to help or make an impact for. It's about the people receiving the, I guess, the help that you're trying to give. So staying flexible while you're figuring that out is really important. So that way you can make little shifts and change direction if needed, but you're still helping to provide impact in that way. So.
Fantastic. For those of you that enjoyed Samantha's message and you want to see how you can help out Pocketparks, obviously her website's been crawling across the screen the entire time we've been talking, but there's also an opportunity to go to our website, arevitalizedworld.org, go to the Changemaker tab, and you will see an opportunity to make a donation to Changemakers. And if you select Pocketparks as your charity, a portion of that donation will go towards helping them fulfill their mission. So Samantha, thank you so much for being with us today. It was really great having a chance to get to know you a little more. And stay tuned for more Changemakers 21 coming up right after this. Samantha, you get the last 10 seconds. Send us off.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please visit our website. We're working on 6 different parks right now and growing. So stay tuned and follow us on social media.
Sounds great. Changemakers coming to you more just a little bit later. See you later. Thanks so much for watching.